we'd hear some drums soon. That's got to be 20 minutes after, at least.
Yes, I did.
201, 1401. Well, I don't know where they are, our dignitaries from San Jose. They'll be in Vietnam. Are they going to be in Vietnam?
Wait, I'm a fight.
This is a reviewing stand. Do we have names for who our stand-up globals? Not as a guest are yet?
Sandy, if you're near Antonio, can you please ask them about the stand?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd annual Lincoln Veterans Parade. What a beautiful day as we welcome the Marine Corps League Color Guard. The Marine Corps colors are being carried today by Sean Donald, Kevin Rickey, Randy Myers, and David Apking from the Marine Corps Cornhusker Detachment, number 370.
Our Grand Marshal is John R. Beckenhauer, Colonel, U.S. Army, retired. Upon graduation from high school in Neely, Nebraska, John Beckenhauer joined the U.S. Army in July of 1967. After basic infantry training, he attended Army Helicopter Flight School and was then immediately deployed to Vietnam. He served 3 years in Vietnam, flying more than 3,800 hours in Huey gunships and Chinook helicopters. By the time he had returned home in 1971, he had survived being wounded 3 times due to enemy fire and being shot down 3 times on combat assaults. As a combat pilot, he was highly decorated, earning such medals that include the Legion of Merit, the Distinguished Flying Cross, 3 Bronze Stars, the Army Commendation Medal, the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry, and 36 Air Medals.
Our Grand Marshal, Roy Shone, Lieutenant, U.S. Army, retired. Raised on a farm near Valparaiso, Nebraska, Roy Shone attended the University of Nebraska after high school. He enrolled in the Army ROTC program on advice of an older brother. Upon graduation and commissioning in 1968 as a 2nd lieutenant, he attended Armor Officer Basic at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Graduating 25th in a class of over 100, he was assigned to the Basic Training Center at Fort Benning, Georgia, as a rifle range instructor.
Admiral Ted Carter is president of the University of Nebraska, our state's public university system with 4 campuses, 52,000 students, and 16,000 faculty and staff. Admiral Carter began his role as university president on January 1st, 2020, following service as superintendent of the U.S. Naval Academy, his alma mater, and president of the U.S. Naval War College. Prior to his roles in higher education, Admiral Carter had a distinguished career in the Navy, wearing the cloth of our nation for almost 40 years. He is our honored guest, UNL Ted Carter.
Now we present the host of this year's Lincoln Veterans Parade, Sandhills Global. Sandhills made its home in Lincoln, Nebraska in 1985. And for the past 35 years, they've been giving back to the Lincoln community through corporate sponsorships for organizations and events across the city. Sandhills is proud to host today's parade and is honored to support its employee veterans and all veterans who are marching here today.
Welcome to the 2021 Lincoln Veterans Parade. I'm Roy Christensen, a member of the Board of Directors and a U.S. Army Cold War veteran. I am joined by board member James Bunch, a Navy veteran. The Grand Marshals, as mentioned already, are Colonel John Beckenhauer, U.S. Army retired, and Roy Shane, U.S. Army retired. We are joined by Lincoln Mayor Leary and Gaylor Baird. I'd like to again recognize Sandhills Global for their important contribution to make this parade work. Without them and many other sponsors and volunteers, this event would not be possible. So take the opportunity to thank all the parade participants, especially our high school bands. We are privileged today to have with us Admiral Walter Edward Ted Carter, President of the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, and his wife Linda. We will hear from Admiral Carter in a moment. The Lincoln Veterans Parade Group was organized in 2018 with the mission of presenting the City of Lincoln with an annual parade to honor veterans. This event is done by veterans for veterans. This year's parade theme is Welcome Home, Vietnam Veterans. We honor now those who were not honored then. We're pleased to hear from Admiral Carter.
Well, good afternoon, Lincoln, and happy Veterans Day to everybody. Thank you for coming out. It's just a spectacular, glorious day here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I want to say thank you to the parade organizers. I want to say thank you to Councilman Christensen, who just heard from. Thank you for all that you do. I want to say a special thank you to our mayor, Larry and Gaylor Baird. Thank you, Mayor, for being out here with us today. And as you saw, the Grand Marshals arrive here today, our Vietnam veterans, Colonel John Beckenhauer and First Lieutenant Roy Shane. This is a special day to remember our Vietnam veterans because they didn't get these type of parades when they came home, and we should never forget that. And we should today and every day continue to thank them for their service. Veterans Day dates all the way back to 1918 when it was Armistice Day, and we've celebrated it ever since, remembering those that stand up and take an oath to defend and protect our Constitution and our way of life. We even have people still with us from World War II. Today, in the parade, Dwayne Larson. Dwayne Larson served in 1941 before his 18th birthday, right here from Nebraska. He served on board the USS Pool as a Coast Guardsman, actually crossed the Atlantic and sunk a German U-boat. Continued to serve, was in Japan at the end of the war and saw the lights of the hundreds of thousands of ships celebrating the end of that war in Tokyo Bay. Today he will be in this parade. You'll be able to get to see him in a car and thank him for his amazing service. He just turned 95. And I want to give a special shout out to another great Nebraskan who is in Omaha, Walter Coy, 103 years old. He was born in 1918, has seen every Veterans Day during the entire history of the United States. Served in the Army as an engineer, built bridges all the way into the rebuilding of Germany, and he is still here. And although Walter's not with us, he would tell you he's getting a little up there in age because now he doesn't just mow his lawn by mowing, he actually rides a riding lawnmower, and he's still doing that today at 103. So there are amazing Nebraskans who have served in every conflict that our nation has ever seen, from World War II to the Korean War to the Vietnam veterans that we are celebrating today, to the Cold War veterans, the Gulf War veterans, the Global War veterans, and as you will see in the parade today, the future of our military between junior ROTC and ROTC programs. And why is this day so special to all of us? You know, we're in a really unique time in our American history. There's so much divisiveness, there's a lot of distrust in people that lead at all different levels of large organizations. But the one thing our country has never done, they've never stopped thanking our American veterans. They have chosen to stand the watch when no one else would. They've been an all-volunteer force since 1973. We're approaching 50 years as the all-volunteer force, and today, less than 1% of our American population serve. And we have a duty not just to remember and celebrate our veterans today, but on every day, because veterans still suffer from homelessness, poverty, concerns over suicide. So we here have a responsibility to continue to remember those that would pay the ultimate sacrifice or be willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice to keep our community, our state, and our nation free. So I'm proud to be with you here in the great state of Nebraska, a state that really does celebrate their veterans. 112,000 strong in the state of Nebraska. Great VA services, educational opportunities for those that want to serve or those who have served. And I will tell you, as a fellow Nebraskan for only 2 years, I am proud to be here with you. I'm proud that I live in a state that would hire a military veteran to come here and be your university president. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. God bless our veterans. God bless all the citizens of Lincoln, Nebraska, and our great state of Nebraska and the United States of America. Thank you all very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please rise for the national anthem, being performed by Lincoln High School Marching Band today.
Hey, set, talent!
National anthem has concluded.
Has a long tradition of musical excellence. The band recently performed at Pearl Harbor in March of 2020 and is proud to be in attendance today sharing music in Lincoln. On behalf of the Lincoln High community, they would like to thank and recognize all servicemen and women and their families for their sacrifices as they serve our country.
Larry Zick, MIA, Vietnam, Lincoln High School. Chief Warrant Officer Larry Zick went missing in Quang, the province Vietnam, April 3rd of 1972. This was his 24th birthday. His remains have never been found. On April 3rd, 1972, he was an aircraft commander and his crew of 3 flying a Huey helicopter dispatched from Marble Mountain Da Nang Airfield in Quang Tri on a normal resupply mission, never made their destination.
The Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Reunion. The Kearney Vietnam Veterans Reunion Committee members proud to host the 37th annual Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Reunion at the Eunice Conference Center in Kearney, August 11th through the 15th. 2022. Veterans from across the state, survivors, and families are welcome to attend and enjoy the speakers.
The All-Volunteer Honor and Remember Nebraska chapter exists to ensure families of fallen military and first responder heroes know their loved ones is perpetually honored in word and deed. The chapter presents honor and remember and honor and sacrifice flags to families of fallen military and first responder heroes since its formation in 2012.
The Marine Corps League, Cornhusker Detachment number 370, Cornhusker League of Sisters Auxiliary, and the Irreverent Warriors of Nebraska are working together to end veteran suicide through camaraderie, humor, support, Silkies hikes, and other events.
American Marine, Royal Marine. Founding Commandant, London, UK Detachment, MCL Chairman, American Marines, Loyal Marines Association, UK Brethren McCook, Nebraska Lodge 35, and Lambeth Lodge, London, England. Honorary Major St. Stanislaus Brand, Polish Air Force, have returned home to the state of Nebraska.
Next, Michael Conley and his friends. Michael was in the U.S. Marine Corps, worked on Huey and Cobra helicopters in the 3rd Marine Air Wing in Camp Pendleton and the 1st Marine Air Wing in Okinawa, Japan, and Operation Team Spirit joint military exercises with Korea. Michael cross-trained in military intelligence, classified material. While in the Marines, he received a Navy Letter of Commendation for record-breaking performance.
American Legion Post 3, Honor Guard, Blue Team 6.
American Legion Post 3, Honor Guard, Blue Team 6. Serving our veterans, their families, and our military for 100 years with their anniversary November 10th, 2019.
American Legion Riders are motorcycle enthusiasts who are, first, members of the American Legion family, which includes the American Legion Auxiliary, and Sons of the American Legion. The Lincoln Chapter 3 Riders are involved in charitable work and donate hundreds of dollars annually to various charitable organizations. Some of the organizations they have supported throughout the years.
Next, we welcome Barry Law of Lincoln, Nebraska. Founded in 1965 by Vietnam veteran John Stevens Barry, this Veterans Day, Barry Law Firm honors all servicemen and servicewomen for their bravery and sacrifice. Barry Law Firm has been serving veterans for years and continues to provide for veterans both in and out of the military.
The Nebraska Department of Correctional Services honors Guard Team started in June of 2004, consisting of 12 members across the state. The team posts the colors for new hire graduations and award ceremonies. Additionally, full military honors at funerals for those who have fallen in the line of duty.
The Lancaster County Veterans Treatment Court, under the supervision of District Court Judge Robert Ott and retired District Court Judge John Colburn, offers eligible, justice-involved veterans an alternative to the traditional criminal justice system by providing them the opportunity to participate in and complete an 18 to 24-month structured and intensive rehabilitation training program, which includes comprehensive substance abuse and or mental health treatment.
Now the Lancaster County Sheriff's Department.
Next, we'll welcome the VFW Lincoln Posts. The 4 veterans of foreign war posts of Lincoln, Nebraska include the Harris Fraley Post 131, Commander Tony Antone. Their auxiliary president is Katrina Antone. The Miller Long Post 3606, Commander Harold Scheit. Their auxiliary president, Charlene Hobelman. The Lincoln Southeast Post 4626, and their commander, Irvin Brown. General Henry Hap Arnold Post 7722, and their commander, Daniel Rabenhorst. The Veterans of Foreign Wars Department of Nebraska pickup is driven by Department Adjutant Quartermaster John Liebsack and Assistant Adjutant Quartermaster Jeff Baker.
Members of the Nebraska 2 Blue Star Mothers of America have children currently serving in the military or children who are veterans. Blue Star moms support their military children while promoting patriotism. Their projects include sending care packages to service members deployed around the globe. They also assist veterans organizations and are available to assist in homeland volunteer efforts to help our country remain strong.
This 1948 Buick Special 4-door sedan is a true survivor car. It's mostly in original condition. It was delivered from the factory. It's equipped with the Buick 248 cubic inch straight 8 engine and 3-speed column shift synchromesh transmission. These cars were marketed as the Buick entry-level luxury car for 1948.
Lancaster County 4-H is proud to support our veterans. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln Extension 4-H Youth Development Program emphasizes learning by doing. Lancaster County has more than 80 active clubs in addition to special interest clubs and after-school programs.
Insurance advisors. Understanding Medicare and how it works with the Veterans Affairs can be confusing. Insurance Advisors is Medicare made easy. They've been helping Nebraskans for over 18 years understand Medicare.
Sons of the American Revolution is a congressionally chartered premier male lineage society with 17 U.S. presidents and 38 Medal of Honor recipient compatriots on their member rolls, with more than 208,000 members admitted since being founded April 30th of 1889.
The Deborah Avery chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution is recognized as the largest women's lineage organization, DAR being a society to perpetuate the memory and the spirit of the men and women who achieved American independence, to cherish, maintain, and extend the institution of American freedom, to foster true patriotism and love of country, and aid in securing for mankind all the blessings of liberty.
Hallam American Legion Oltman Messman Post, number 294.
Next, we draw your attention to a 1972 Buick LeSabre convertible. It's one of 2,400 made in 1972. The majority of these cars had black tops. 44 had white tops. This convertible is all original except for the Krager wheels and tires. TJ is the second owner. It was bought new at Missley Chevrolet here in Lincoln. The convertible has 41,000 actual miles and is the second 72 model owned by TJ.
This group of young ladies and women have come together through pageantry, not only as friends, but to make Nebraska a better place. They have come together to celebrate their families who served our great country. Honoring their dad, Sergeant Malcolm Massey, U.S. Army, currently serving, is Jordan Massey, Mini Miss Nebraska, and Madison Massey, Tiny Miss Nebraska. Honoring her brother Dan Nichols, who served for 20 years with the U.S. Army, is Elizabeth O'Connor, Nation's Grand Misses. Representing her dad, Sergeant Charles Griggs, Vietnam vet, is Melinda Gonzalez, Classic Mrs. Great Plains, and grandfather of Carmen Gonzalez, Nation's Junior Grand Global Queen. Also honoring all veterans is Elia Cartwright, Little Miss Princess of America.
Next, we honor Smithfield Foods, an American food company with agricultural roots and a global reach. Their 63,000 team members, including more than 400 at their facility here in Lincoln, are dedicated to producing good food responsibly. Smithfield is passionate about supporting the communities where their employees work, live, and raise their families. The company was recently named a Best for Vets employer by Military Times for the third consecutive year. Through their Helping Our Heroes initiative, Smithfield prioritizes veteran employment and career development while strengthening the community and family support systems veterans rely on. In addition to supporting veteran causes through philanthropic partnerships, Smithfield has committed to hire 4,000 veterans by 2025 and has launched various programs to support military to civilian life transition.
The Lincoln East Marching Band is made up of 253 members in grades 9 through 12. We are proud to celebrate our veterans today, as we know the freedoms we enjoy are a result of their numerous sacrifices. We dedicate our performance today to those active and retired service members to whom we will forever be in your debt. Home of the free because of the brave. From all the students and staff at Lincoln East High School, thank you and God bless America.
Next, we welcome Wreaths across America. It's said that a person dies twice, once when they draw their last breath, and then when someone says their name for the last time. Wreaths across America is dedicated to not letting our fallen veterans die the second time by remembering and saying their names out loud as wreaths are placed on their graves. Lincoln will join with over 1,600 sites in the United States, at sea and abroad, participating in the 2021 Wreaths Across America program, Saturday, December 18th. At 11 a.m. that day, hundreds of volunteers will show up to ensure that wreaths will be placed on the grave of every veteran in Wyuka Cemetery. As they lay the wreaths, they will touch the headstone and say the name of the person out loud.
1967 Camaro Bob Mangia. Bob is proud to have served in the U.S. Army. His last assignment was with the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, the Black Horse Regiment. He was honorably discharged in May of 1973. Bob is driving Eloise, a 1967 RS SS Camaro that's had a total frame-off restoration. It took Bob 49 years to get his dream car. Bob has said, "I wanted a Camaro growing up but couldn't afford one." God bless the USA.
Now let's welcome the Cornhusker Council Boy Scouts 324. The Boy Scouts of America has a long-standing tradition of service and support to our nation's veterans. It's the mission of the Boy Scouts of America to prepare young people to make ethical choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
The VA Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. assisting veterans, dependents, and surviving spouses navigate the federal and state benefits they may be eligible for. Come on down to 40th and Old Cheney and say howdy and meet the staff.
Chase the Spirit of Dance. Chase the Spirit of Dance offers many genres, including ballet, point, creative, movement, tap, lyrical, jazz, contemporary, modern, hip-hop, combination classes, boys-only classes, and clogging for beginners through advanced levels, and adult classes. This is the home of CDC, the Chase Dance Company, and boys, bring out your swag. We offer classes 6 days a week. Chase Dance has been part of the Lincoln community for 30 years. They invite you to check out their website, chasethespirit.dance.
Next, we have Nebraska Warriors, veterans using adaptive sports while providing mental health and stopping the 22 suicides a day.
Now we welcome the Sons of Union Veterans. The Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, Department of Nebraska and the Dakotas, Sons Veteran Reserve Honor Guard, Nebraska Rangers, honoring our fathers who saved the Union and ended slavery.
From the greatest generation, World War II, Dwayne Larson. Dwayne joined the Coast Guard before his 18th birthday in the fall of 1942. His recruiter was the actor Gig Young. Dwayne served in the Coast Guard as one of the first radar men on the USS Pool Destroyer.
This 1960 Chevy Apache, driven by U.S. Air Force veteran Bill Budler, seniors real estate specialist with Bankwise Realty, his 1960 Chevy Apache.
American Legion Post 342 Lincoln. We meet every second Thursday of the month at Living Faith Free Methodist Church, 5910 Holdridge Street, Lincoln. Join, get involved, have fun. Contact anyone on our bus today for more information.
We also welcome Christensen Hearing Analytics. Christensen Hearing Analytics is a sponsor for the television coverage of this parade. They want to remind you that better hearing is better living.
The pride of the Bayou, Lincoln North Star Marching Band is proud to honor our country's veterans and heroes. Today, the Gator Band is performing the arrangement Troopers Battle Hymn. Thank you, veterans, and go Gators!
Following the band is VFW Post 10648. Princeton VFW Post 10648 is represented by Dave Whiting, Post Commander, Desert Storm, Southern Watch, and Iraqi Freedom veteran. Larry Oltman, driver of the 68 Charger, Vietnam veteran. Ronnie Packard, Vietnam veteran. And Corey Harms, Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom veteran.
The Rough Riders are a group of men who enjoy the freedom of riding their steel horses and support those in need of our community. The Rough Riders Motorcycle Group is a non-profit organization based in Lincoln. They are a group dedicated to brotherhood, fellowship, safety, supporting our community, and helping local individuals and charities. So many charities we support can be found on the website roughridersne.org.
Next, we welcome the group from Acera Care Hospice. Acera Care Hospice is proud to support veterans through the National We Honor Veterans program. This program, in collaboration with the Veterans Administration, honors and supports veterans during their end-of-life journey. All veterans are welcome to attend the Acera Care sponsored Vet to Vet Cafe, a monthly coffee hour for veterans held at Sumner Place Nursing and Rehabilitation Center here in Lincoln. For more information about their programs or becoming a veteran volunteer, please contact Acera Care Hospice.
Cobalt Credit Union is your financial partner for life. Locally owned by its members and recognized for its community involvement, Cobalt helps members achieve their financial goals with better banking, financial planning, home buying, financial education, retirement planning, commercial banking services, and much more. Connect with us through video banking and bank with us from anywhere. Anyone can join to become a member, federally insured by the NCUA.
Now, the Military Order of the Purple Heart. The Military Order of the Purple Heart, made up of combat wounded veterans.
Next, the 1957 Chevy Bel Air, Danny Keller. Danny is the owner and driver. He is a veteran of the U.S. Army and served in the Vietnam War back in 1972. Danny Keller.
One Source Marketing is honored to sponsor and support the Lincoln Veterans Parade. Welcome home, Vietnam veterans. One Source Marketing is a family-owned business celebrating its 22nd year in business. They help your company or organization stay ahead of the technological curve and help you stand out from your competition. Their services include website design, offline marketing, promotional products, printing services, screen printing, and embroidery, apparel, decoration.
Next up, the Lincoln Pius, the 10th School Band. Rolling Thunder Marching Band is happy to be able to join this year's Veterans Parade, honoring all those who have served. The band would like to thank all those men and women for their sacrifice and service to our country. Thank you to all the veterans present today and throughout this nation. The Lincoln Pius X Rolling Thunder Marching Band.
Sacrifices of two war veterans. Private First Class Robert M. Peterson, World War II veteran in the Asian Pacific Campaign. He was awarded the Purple Heart for combat injuries and also awarded several medals for military service. Tech Sergeant Nathan Peterson served in the U.S. Army during Desert Storm. He also served with the 155 ARW Lincoln, Nebraska. He was awarded a campaign medal for his service in Desert Storm and several other medals for his long military service. God bless everyone here today, and God bless the USA.
American Legion Post 1919 is the newest American Legion Post in Nebraska in over 40 years. Formed in 2019, the Post 1919 is proud and honored to be a centennial post of the American Legion. Post 1919 would like to thank all veterans for their service and extend a special thank you to all Vietnam veterans. We will never forget the service and sacrifice of the Vietnam veterans, and we extend a warm welcome home that was not given when they returned from battle many years ago. For God and country, we serve, we sacrifice, we never forget.
The next entry is the Cornhusker Model A Ford Club. This organization is celebrating 61 years as a club dedicated to the preservation of Ford cars and trucks built between 1928 and 31. Approximately 5 million Model A's were constructed during that time, and many are still on the road today. The club has more than 70 members. This is their third appearance at the Lincoln Veterans Parade. Members, give us a sample of those Model A horns. We say welcome to the Cornhusker Model A Ford Club.
Here come the Girl Scouts, led by the Spirit of Nebraska Honor Guard. You may know them for their cookies, but did you know it's the largest girl-serving organization in Nebraska with more than 19,000 members? Nationally, they are close to 2.5 million girl and adult members who believe that girls together can change the world. In Girl Scouts, girls go camping, explore the outdoors, work on STEM activities, learn leadership skills, and perform community service projects. the Nebraska Girl Scouts.
The mission of the Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Council is to recommend policy to the Director of Parks and Recreation, the City Council, and the Mayor on issues relating to the development, design, programming, and preservation of the Veterans Memorial Garden and all memorials contained in the garden, to promote public awareness of the garden, and to identify and coordinate events to take place in the garden. The garden is located in Antelope Park near Auld Pavilion. A brick of honor is available for all veterans living or deceased, veteran organizations, and auxiliary organizations. If you have any questions, you're urged to contact the Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Board or the Director of the Lincoln Parks and Recreation Department.
Lincoln Southeast High School marching nights have a long history of excellence dating back to the opening of the high school in 1955. The band has received numerous awards and accolades at events throughout the country. The band has traveled extensively, representing our community and school at destinations such as Hawaii, San Diego, Orlando, and Miami, Chicago, New York, and most recently in San Antonio at the Alamo Bowl festivities last December. Lincoln Southeast High School bands wish to express their thanks and appreciation to all veterans and active duty military.
The final entry for this year's Veterans Parade is the Eagle on the American Flag. This unit consists of the parade's volunteers. They're a mix of the board members, planning committee, and community helpers. Military veterans and civilians working and marching together for a common goal. Anyone in the audience who's had a hand in planning, organizing, or supporting the parade, you're asked to join in the walk to the Capitol building. If you have a family member in this unit, you're also welcome to join. This event is done by volunteers and would not happen without your support. Please give a hand and thank you for all their hard work.
If you regularly attend events in Lincoln, there's a good chance you've seen the American Red Cross First Aid Services team. The team provides one-of-a-kind emergency medical services in Lincoln, Nebraska. Since 1937, the Red Cross has provided a first aid team at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Cornhusker football games. In the years since, the team has added first aid responsibilities at Husker men's and women's basketball and volleyball games and many other community and business events each year. In total, the team covers some 300 events each year.
And with that, we thank everybody for attending the 2021 Lincoln Veterans Parade. LNK TV is broadcasting this year's parade live on TV, but they're also streaming it at youtube.com/LNKTV. The live broadcast is presented by Christensen Hearing Analytics. Better hearing is better living. You can view LNK TV City on Allo Channel 2, Spectrum Channel 1300, or Windstream Channel 1005. LNK TV provides local content and interest for the people of Lincoln. For a library of videos, visit lnktv.lincoln.ne.gov. The broadcast of this Veterans Day Parade and other Veterans Day events will be rebroadcast on LNK TV. Thank you for attending this year's Lincoln Veterans Parade.